Folks, are you fixing for a wild ride through the heart of the Old West? Well, saddle up and head on over to Amazon Villa, where you'll find a tale that'll grip you tighter than a rattlesnake's coil. Introducing Sheriff No More, Redemption's Trail, written by the talented E.W. Bradford. This here story takes you on a journey of grit, redemption, and the unbreakable bond between a father and his son. Follow John, a once fearless sheriff turned relentless seeker of justice. He's on the hunt for his kidnapped son, taken by the notorious Beverly Brothers. With every step, you'll face danger, betrayal, and reckonings that'll leave you breathless. So, don't mosey around, partner. Head on over to Amazon Villa and get thyself a taste of Sheriff No More, Redemption's Trail. Written by E.W. Bradford, it's a tale that'll leave you hollering for more.
Yes, the ghost of Christmas future here.
And the ghost of Christmas past.
It seems like we're always having a wonderful title, so to say, for these shows. I like that.
The book sounds good.
Yeah, it is available out there on Kindle Vella, believe it or not. And I am in the process of getting a new book out soon, so watch out for it, 2024. You got a sneak peek of it.
I can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah, I actually got a hold of it again and started doing a little more changes. So I added some more mystery to it as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But the romance, it's all there. So it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. After reading that little bit.
Yeah, I actually read a little bit to my wife a couple days ago, and she came in. I was reading, and I just happened to be smiling because I was enjoying what little bit I wrote. And she's like, "What are you smiling about?" I said, "Oh, well, let me tell you." And I read it to her, and she's like, "That's good." So yes,
you're very talented.
I'm trying.
Well, you're doing well.
When we get that one out, we're gonna have some fun. But let's talk about. Okay, so we are at the end of the year, and yeah, it wasn't a great year for paranormal here, but 2024, I've got a couple things we've got to work on. Number one, I will show a clip here in a little while and we'll see if we can do some research on that. But I have one that I really wanted to throw out at you. And maybe I should wait for our guest to arrive to ask this question. But let me ask you a question. Could an impeached president run for president again?
Well, there's no law stating that. Bill Clinton did, didn't he?
Well, no, Bill Clinton was impeached after his second term.
During his second term.
Yeah. And I thought...
I don't know. I'm not a constitutional scholar.
Right.
But...
No, I will say this. Let's talk, talking not necessarily politics. See, I think there's a big I don't want to say controversy as much as I want to say conspiracy. Okay? We've done conspiracy theories, but we haven't touched them all. This conspiracy theory really has me up in, So I just heard on the news today that there is a particular state who is looking to take Trump to court for violation of the 14th Amendment.
Oh, you mean Maine?
Uh-huh. Violation of the 14th
Well, she has actually no right to do what she did. And I've also been watching the news, and he has never been charged with that.
No, he hasn't. So
that is her opinion, and she's assuming what that is, and what you know what they say about assuming. It makes an ass out of you and me.
But we do have evidence of him actually inciting the riot.
I watched that speech that he gave before all this started.
I saw it live.
Ever said anything about that?
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Can we just don't do politics?
That's what we don't do. But
I will say this out there. I hope he wins again.
I will have I'll have to give you the video outside of all this. I don't want to share it yet because if we do get in that conspiracy theory, I want that video fresh for everyone then. But I also have to say, you mentioned Trump. Now, Trump is a businessman. I know business. He ran his business up to this point. Now he is under investigation for claiming he has more money than he really has or something.
Well, you mean the one in New York or?
Yes. Yeah, that trial's still going.
Well,
I'm not okay. Look.
The judge already made up his mind. You could have proven it 20,000 times that it wasn't, but he already made up his mind. So
okay, but here's where I'm going with this. Not necessarily. I'm not saying one way or another on any court cases, but I do have two particular pieces of evidence that is out there for different crime, which was tampering with the election. Now, I know you're a Trump fan, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but there is actual audio out there, only one that they've released to the public, of him telling the Georgia Commission, I don't care what you have to do, you find me my 11,000 votes, that's all we need. Okay, I just shortened that up just so you know, but because the speech is much longer. But it is him. It's not fake. It's not, any of that. Well, apparently,
they also were complaining that he is not accepting the election results. But then you look at Hillary. She didn't do it. She even wrote a book about what went wrong, ? Well,
and this is where the conspiracy theory comes in for me as well. And I have to put this out there. And this is why I say, okay, that's why I'm only picking Trump right now because he's the freshest president that we can point this out at. But go back to the Hillary versus Trump. And if you look at the actual numbers of votes by voters, not by electoral college, by voters, who won that vote?
You mean she won the popular vote?
She won the popular vote.
Okay.
Exactly.
But now because they didn't get Hillary, they want to do away with the Electoral College. Well,
they wanted to do away with the Electoral College before that. This is where the conspiracy comes in. Are we actually, and this is the question I've been asked, and it's been asked multiple times, are we actually, do our votes actually count in this case? I'm not sure if I'm not saying these words right, so bear with me as I stumble across this. But are our actual votes counting, or are they the votes of the people who run the Electoral College and say that's who they want?
I have no idea.
You see the conspiracy now.
I don't know. I know who the president is. I knew who the president was.
Okay, so while
I'm really trying to stay away from politics as much as I can.
All right, but let's throw this out there. Okay, in the history of presidents, how many presidents have been impeached?
4, I think.
Okay, Renee, do you know?
How many presidents have been impeached?
Correct.
These are 2 or 3. Not certain.
The answer is 3. So
Okay.
you want to know who, of course.
I
Andrew
know Trump and Clinton, but I don't remember the other
Trump
one.
was not impeached.
Trump was impeached twice in 2019 and 2021.
I don't think it went through.
It did go through.
Did it go through?
Yes, ma'am.
I know.
Andrew Johnson in 1868. Bill
Wasn't
Clinton in
one of the
1998.
impeachments supposed to be about the Russian collusion, and it turned out to be false?
Right.
I couldn't tell you which.
I know there was one about the Ukraine, the call with the Ukraine, and then I think that was first.
Was Trump?
Well, I actually thought that the call with the Ukraine happened second, but I was wrong. I looked it up.
Was Trump in office when Ukraine got attacked?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
He called Zelensky and congratulated him on becoming president of
right.
And he, at that time, the thing with Hunter Biden was starting, and he wanted to have it checked out.
Okay.
But even before that, President Biden, who was then vice president, was talking to a bunch of reporters over there, telling him he got the SOB fired because that prosecutor was looking into Burisma, where his son was.
See, that's the one thing.
But see, that was like 2014.
You let the man open his mouth, he's going to insert foot every single time.
Oh, that I've never liked him, and I like him even less now because what he's done to this country and stuff.
I agree. Hunter. Here's the thing: if you committed a crime, you need to just face up to it and take the punishment. Now, while we have conspiracies, you and I have discussed before, centering around Bill Clinton with the mysterious deaths. And then we talked a little bit about Hillary. Oh, really? Then we talked a little bit about Hillary. But the biggest conspiracy with Hillary that everybody still talks about is not what might have happened around them, but more about the emails. Now, while it's
you mean her bleaching the hard drives? See, that was.
They just found some more. They found more emails of hers.
Yeah, but those were her personal emails. See, that's the one problem about it. You know, personal email versus work email.
Yeah, but didn't she have them both on her same phone?
See, that's the problem. I've heard both, but technically, technology's so good we could have both on.
Well, if she didn't have anything to hide, why would she bust them up and bleach the hard drives and stuff?
Mm-hmm. See, so now you get where I'm going with on that as well.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is, you know what? This whole thing is a scam.
Well,
the whole thing, I'm tired. I've seen 6-year-olds act better than our government officials.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they all should be fired because they're not doing their job.
They all need to go. They all need to go. And you know what? All these wars aren't about the people. It's not about the people. The majority of the people in the world want peace. They just want to be left alone. They want peace. It's the leaders that have issues with each other that it ends up, to make themselves look good. They do it on the people.
On each
and they need to, you know what? And it's time that people got to stop, get their heads out of their asses, and start doing something about it, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these games. I'm sick of the news media. I'm sick of it all. It's all nothing but lies. Everybody is being fed lies.
You want to hear something weird?
We pay them. Our tax dollars pay their salaries.
They don't care.
They should get fired.
Yeah.
They all should
They're just
fired.
like your doctor, your lawyer, your car mechanic, your hairdresser. You pay them, they work for you. And these people don't care because they're soaking up our money and getting rich off our money while we're struggling to buy groceries and put food on our table and keep a roof over our head. I'm sick of it. We're just pawns in their game. And they're trying to do control, population control, all this stuff. I don't care what anybody says. If you can't see it, then I'm sorry, you're left behind, I guess.
Buried in the sand, because if you can't,
because you're not going to get. Yeah, you can't hide your head in the sand, because you know why? It's not going to make a difference.
Because it's still
not going to make a difference whether you try to ignore it or try to take their side because you think you're going to be safe. They don't give a shit. Plain and simple. They don't care.
Sorry, I'm shaking sand out of my ear.
Okay, these bills they want to pass and all that, fine. The new speaker of the House
oh God, there's another drama.
Standalone bills, fine. Okay, we have a bill for the Ukraine. Okay, just that, squared. That's it. No other BS in there for your little pet projects that's costing the taxpayers money.
They're money laundering. They're money laundering through Ukraine. The Ukraine money launders the money for the Bidens and all these other people. And it's one of the hubs for human trafficking.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? They don't even know where the money is going. I'm tired of looking like an ATM. I'm on Social Security, but I worked all my adult life, basically, and I still get taxes taken out of my Social Security check, federal taxes. I'm still paying for them.
Can I make a withdrawal? Annie?
What?
Can I make a withdrawal since you're the ATM?
No. For you, yeah, I would do that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm tired of money getting thrown away for stupid that there's so many homeless.
You're paying taxes on things you already paid taxes on, and you're being taxed again. It's fraud. It's fraud.
$1 billion. Okay, well, how about putting $6 billion into the education system, or
this just proves my belief in some of the things that have been brought to our attention over the year about possible conspiracy theories just within that little area alone. But that's just one potential topic.
Yeah, we got to be careful because we don't want men in black showing up at our doors either.
Oh, no, I totally agree. All right. So topic number 2. This is a new one to me. I did not hear about this, and I've got to credit it to Slapped Ham for coming out with this. This was very interesting, and I want to share it with you guys first, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, not...
In the heart of Maine, USA, a legend whispers through the trees and echoes in the hush of night. It's the tale of the Palmyra wolves, a phenomenon that intertwines fear with fascination deeply rooted in the state's paranormal folklore. Unlike any known species, the Palmyra wolves are shrouded in mystery. They're said to be colossal creatures with unique ability to walk on 2 legs, striking terror into the hearts of those who encounter them. Despite the lack of scientific recognition, the rich local folklore of Palmyra, Maine is teeming with references to these enigmatic beings. Perhaps the most chilling tale associated with these creatures is that of the Martin family. In the quiet, rural setting of Palmyra, Maine, the Martin family encountered an unimaginable horror that would mark their lives forever. Eric Martin, along with his wife Shelley and daughter Chelsea, had moved to a quaint farm in Palmyra, seeking a peaceful life after Eric's workplace injury. Little did they know their idyllic retreat was about to turn into a scene of a chilling legend. Their farm, enshrouded by dense forest, seemed perfect until one evening when Eric and Shelley noticed eerie lights flickering amongst the trees. Suspecting a poacher, Eric, with the help of his son Sean, scoured the area, but found nothing. This incident was just the beginning of a series of unsettling events. Chelsea's boyfriend Nathan and their hunting dogs stumbled upon a mysterious hole in the woods emitting a foreboding aura. But it was on Memorial Day weekend when the true terror revealed itself. The family dogs, normally eager to be in their pen, refused, sensing something amiss. That night, the tranquility of the farm was engulfed by an unnerving silence, followed by the sight of fluorescent eyes lurking in the darkness. Shelley and Eric quickly retreated indoors as the eyes multiplied in the darkness. From 3 sets, the eyes became 5, each pair belonging to an immense bipedal creature. The Martins, horrified, realized they were not ordinary animals. The family sought refuge in their home, with Shelley and Chelsea watching from an upstairs window, and Eric frantically considering how to protect his family. The sight of one creature standing on its hind legs sent chills down Shelley's spine, an image she would never forget. In a desperate move, Eric attempted to retrieve his guns from the barn, only to be surrounded by the creatures. A fortuitous motion light sensor startled the creatures, buying him a moment to escape back inside. With the police dismissing their frantic calls for help, the Martins were left to fend for themselves. They hunkered down, armed with knives, bracing for an attack that, miraculously, never came. The creatures, as terrifying as they were, didn't breach the home. By daybreak, the Martins, exhausted and shaken, surveyed their property. Eric and Sean found evidence of their nighttime visitors, enormous bipedal tracks and tufts of fur. The ordeal left them with more questions than answers. What were these creatures? Why did they besiege the Martin family, yet not attack? The Palmyra Wolves, as they came to be known, had left their mark both physically and psychologically on the Martin family. Their story, a blend of terror and mystery, remains a haunting reminder of the unknown that lurks in the shadows of Palmyra's dense forests. This encounter left an indelible mark on the Martin family, their fear and dread lingering long after the incident. Their story has since been woven into the fabric of local folklore, adding layers of intrigue and horror to the legend of the Palmyra Wolves. The influence of these mythical creatures extends beyond local tales, having seeped into pop culture. They were featured in the 3rd season of the acclaimed documentary series Paranormal Witness. This episode, focusing on the Martin family's encounter, brought widespread attention to the Palmyra Wolves, amplifying their ominous reputation and sparking further interest in their legend. Among the most popular theories about these creatures is the notion that they might be werewolves. This hypothesis stems from their humanoid characteristics and bipedal nature. While it captivates many paranormal enthusiasts, it remains unproven in the scientific realm. Attempts to rationalize these sightings often fall back on explanations of fear-fueled imagination or misidentification of wildlife. Yet these theories struggle to fully account for the distinct traits attributed to the Palmyra Wolves. The enduring allure of the Palmyra Wolves symbolizes our fascination with the unknown and the power of folklore in shaping our perception of the world. In the realm of the paranormal, the legend of the Palmyra Wolves remains a compelling narrative, inviting us to explore the depths of the unexplained.
We'll have to have a talk with Alan. Must have been a night of a full moon.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is this is the only time I've heard of this particular wolf. I mean, yeah, they're trying to say it's something like a werewolf possibly, but we've talked about another one that's similar, and God, for the life of me, I forgot what it is. Something Road Werewolf, the Bray Road Werewolf. We talked about that one, and police reports that police were attacked by this thing. So,
Well, yeah. When was this supposed to have taken place?
this one, well, the family is more recent, but the reports of this particular accounts in this area go back quite a ways.
Well, I was just thinking maybe they should have motion cameras outside,
I thought the same thing. It would be really smart to put up trail cams. Yep. Especially, with today's technology and everything, why wouldn't anyone want to try to capture something like that on camera?
Also, why leave your guns in the barn?
Well, I can understand that one a little bit. But the idea, of course, by what they're saying, I don't know. Now, apparently, a werewolf type creature was captured on camera. I don't know if you've heard about this. Yes, no?
No.
Okay. Let me see if I can. I forget how to do this. Oh, hey. I have things open left and right. Don't know how those happened. Okay.
You can probably see me now. I'll put my thingies back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look really cute on Eli. He let me put them on him. So.
Oh, I've got pictures of my cats in a, what do you call it? Like a scarf.
Yeah. But usually being a pit bull and he's just scared of everything.
Yeah.
He acts like a little chihuahua.
There we go. That's the one I'm trying to pull up. Da-da-da. So this is a picture captured on a camera, trail cam, of what they claim is a werewolf. That's one heck of a size of a dog, though, or wolf.
Alan,
Look at a wolf, because I don't. Do the wolves actually have teeth like that? I thought they have, different teeth.
Well, the glow of the eyes would be about right because they are kind of more
any light hitting
nocturnal.
them, yeah, that would work. But
The teeth wise, I don't know. The more funny part about this picture, if you look carefully, is there's a person at the bottom there.
did he eat them?
Good question. So, if you're going to claim this is a picture of what they call a werewolf, why is there a person there? To me, this is probably going to be put in the category of.
Photoshop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is about the closest picture anyone's ever got. And I do believe it could be, we are looking at an actual wolf's head. But then when you get to the mouth and all that, no.
Even the body looks kind of bizarre. It
Looks
looks
more
like
human.
one of those, the
Mhm.
American Werewolf in London kind of thing.
I thought the same thing. But this is what's going around right now is being claimed to be the actual image of a werewolf that was captured on trail cam. But as I said, there's certain things in here that tells me Photoshop. Very, very good job of Photoshop. How is the wolf so blurry and yet the picture of the person is clear?
I don't know, but it also, maybe I'm matrixing, but to the left of it, it looks like somebody's back.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Let's see if we can zoom in. You're talking here?
No, the other side.
This side?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, you're seeing matrixing.
Oh, okay.
That's about as big as I can make it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it looks like a kid laying there.
Yeah.
Looks like vampire teeth.
Right. I thought the same thing.
Halloween, for Halloween they put them in and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well, it doesn't fit. It doesn't even fit under here, right? You know what I mean? Look at it. It's wider than.
Yeah,
They're just
it's wider
close
than
there.
a snout, so nah. And look at the way it's, I don't know, the way it's sitting, it's more like a guy sitting there with his knees up. And the body looks weird.
So when people ask questions about how we determine some of these things, whether they're fact or fake or anything like that, this is a great example of how we can do that.
Yeah, definitely. The teeth are bigger than his snout. That whole area. So yeah, this is photoshopped.
Yeah. Big time. In fact, what it probably looks like, to be honest, is it kind of looks like they put the teeth, on the outside of the snout.
Yeah.
Like
that's it.
His mouth is actually closed, but they just kind of pop that on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go. Um, but yeah, well, so we're talking 2024 is here, and or well, in a couple of days. And 2024 can bring a lot of interesting things, a lot of uh, changes, so to say. So,
I'm kind of worried about 2024 with all the stuff that's going on. And I got my two sons and my grandson both in the army. They're all in the army. I am terrified.
I don't know what to say is going to happen. I have actually got students in Israel who have told me, because I told them, I know that Palestine and Israel have always been at war. Um, and they're like, this war that's happening is not about Palestine and Israel. They've actually come to a peace. It's the terrorist group, Hamas, that's the problem.
There
So,
was a thing on Facebook today where this older woman, maybe about my age, and she's saying, "Long live Hamas" or something, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, you know what, lady? They will put you in front of them to protect themselves, and you can say all that crap you want, but and all these riots and or peaceful protests, and they're saying about the LGBTQ whatever is
A, B,
for them.
C,
It's like,
D.
sweetheart, do you know what they do to people over there that are gay? They will kill you in a heartbeat. It's
Yes,
like,
they will.
I am really worried about my grandchildren and their children and what's coming up, because these people are so damn stupid. And I think they're just going along with this protesting stuff because that is the in thing to do. And
Well, let's do this. Miss Renee, what do you see is going to be for 2024?
Mm. Well, it's interesting. I'm hoping we get an election. I don't know if it's going to happen. Um, things are going to be rough. They're going to be rougher. You're going to see more food shortage. You're going to see a lot of the processed stuff, but actual fresh food, you're going to see a shortage of.
that's why I'm growing mine this summer. I am
Um,
Not a bad
everything
idea.
I possibly can get my little hands on.
much uncertainty with the weather. You're going to see a lot of intentional disasters,
Have you
You
noticed
said
all the
especially if people, start uh, going against this new order.
but what do you mean by intentional weather?
Well, I mean, you all know about HARP and CERN, so a lot of the natural disasters that are happening now, and this weather change is not natural. It's a lot of it is
satellites and
a
stuff?
lot of it is CERN and HARP. We have had for years HARP, and then we sold it to China. But there's a thing in Australia. They can set off earthquakes around the world. They can natural disasters. They can set it all off. Like a lot of the forest fires. Like up in Canada, they were like laser beams. Um, when I did the time travel, I saw that. I saw the laser beams that come down and start the fires. And they're going to be doing it more and more to keep people corralled and under control.
Have you
Um,
ever seen the movie not Greenland, Geostorm?
God, it's an old movie.
no,
It's maybe 2015 or something, but they were having all these problems with the weather, so they put a space thing up there and put all these satellites. All the countries got together and put all these satellites to stop whatever was happening with this rogue weather. When it was time to for the U.S. to let them go, what they were doing was they were just setting off all kinds of crap. And people in the desert froze to death in a matter of seconds.
Jeez.
And they were using it as a weapon.
Well, and you know, that's, they're not satellite, but I can't explain it, but these beams came down and they weren't even, they were almost made to look like lightning, but major clusters of it. And that's one way that they're going to try to control the people. But these weather manipulation machinery that they have is a form of war. It's a form of weapon used in war against other countries too, but they can do it to our own country. So, you know, they're saying climate change. It's not climate change per se because of pollution and everything else. We have to remember, you know, everybody talks about the ozone layer. That hole regulates itself. If it were to close, we would all fry to death.
Remember they were complaining about, I don't know, more than a few years back, all the hairspray?
Yeah.
Call it, you know.
The hole in the ozone is there to regulate the temperature of the earth. If we did not have that hole there, we would not be existent. I mean, this is second grade science, people. And people don't remember because they fall for what the news media says, what the government says, and what science says. And science in the past several years and many things has been crooked too. So it again, you know, you've got people with the money and you've got people who will believe anything. And then you got people who don't want to believe anything else that they're being told, even though they have an inkling because they're afraid, you know. And
well, I'm afraid of what they're doing that we don't know. And the things that in the media, they're like laser focused on. So what, you know, everybody's watching that. What's going on?
Well, it's everything else is going on. And, you know, on the, it just, everybody, it's a game of chess and we're all the pawns and, you know, they're trying to get us where they want us. You know, all these vaccines and stuff. Now, look at RSV. Okay, it was mostly known to be in children, young infants. Now it's like older adults and stuff. Like everybody can get it now. Why?
I don't
know. I mean, I'm not saying that you know, people couldn't get it before and people haven't gotten it, but why all of a sudden this mass hysteria of people having to get RSV shots? Again, it's fear factor. And yes, adults are getting it. Now you got to question why all these adults are getting it. Because people have basically sterilized their immune system and knocked it down with these COVID vaccines. And everybody's still wearing masks and everybody's hiding that their immune systems are so messed up. You're going to get any little, you know, virus or anything that's going around. And is it going to be bad? Yeah, your body's going to react to it badly because you have knocked down your own immune system. You're constantly using hand sanitizer. You're getting rid of the good bacteria that your body needs. And with the masks, you're inhaling your own bacteria and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like
I saw that New York, was it Illinois, and another place got the mask mandates back.
No, I haven't seen anything.
5 states have brought them back so far.
I haven't seen anything or heard anything in our area, but you know,
it might just be going into like doctors' offices or hospitals or something.
Oh, possible. I mean, you know what?
But I find it
those are the germiest places. You know what, people? You bring your stinking phones into the freaking bathroom when you take a shit. You wipe yourself. You pick up your phone. If you go to the sink to remember, great. You're touching a phone with so much bacteria on it. And then people bring it into work. They put it on their desks. They sit down at the table with it. You just took a shit or peed and you're holding, you had to wipe yourself or something, hold something, and you're touching your stinking phone. The phone is dirtier than a doorknob anymore.
Yeah.
And people are, and it's disgusting. I mean, who would bring a phone into a bathroom? I don't. I want to get in there, I want to get out, and I wash my hands.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to my phone. But like my job, I work in the kitchen. Lord forbid if I kept on handling my phone in the kitchen, let alone it being out in the kitchen.
I'll be back. I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, whatever. But what I'm saying is people don't think about the stuff that they do themselves, and then they're going to panic. They're going to panic over a cough or a sneeze or, it's because we have weakened our own immune systems because of COVID. This is what they want, and this is how they make things get bad and how things will spread.
Well, my doctor, when I went to see him last week, asked me about the new COVID shot, and I said no. Because, last September, when I went to visit my daughter, I went through BWI and the airport in Charlotte, went on 2 planes that were completely packed to the gills. I didn't get a sniffle. I don't wear a mask.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. If you recall, go back and look. The Amish that are in Pennsylvania, they did not go to doctors. They let this thing run its course, and they didn't lose a single life.
No. And they even said,
when it was at its worst.
Do you even think how many people they said died of COVID that didn't actually die of COVID?
They put people on ventilators, and they shouldn't have put them on ventilators, and they kept them on longer than they should have if they did go on them. And then they were being paid to do this. They were, for each person, they were receiving money for each person who went on ventilator. Did the people die of COVID? They might have had COVID, but they didn't die from COVID.
No, I actually had friends that died from COVID, and
I feel that there was underlying issues that they died from instead of the COVID.
And that was just the PS COVID kind of
thing. Yeah, they were marking it as that. They were just saying that, but I think there were other things that contributed, and I'm not saying, diminishing, the thought that people died during COVID and stuff. And yes, they had COVID, and it's heartbreaking. I had it. The worst I ever had was in February of 2020, and I had to work 3 weeks of having a hard time breathing. They didn't know what it was. The doctors didn't know what it was. I went to the doctors a couple of times. All they did was put me on high blood pressure and gave me an inhaler and a nebulizer. They had no clue what it was. But I had to go into work every day with a fever and being tired, and my body hurt. And if I just turned my head, I'd be out of breath. Myself and 2 other coworkers. And there were no subs to replace us. We couldn't call in sick. And we had 2 other people out on medical leave. There were 3 of us working for the school district, cooking meals for over 1,000 students. And we could not stay home. So we had it, didn't know what it was, went through hell. It was awful having to work and be on your feet all day. And then, when most people could be home, wrapped up in a blanket, sleep, we couldn't. And it was awful, but we survived, and I have asthma and I'm overweight, so another one of my friends, she passed away. They said of COVID. She was due to come off of the ventilator, and they were getting ready to take it out. And before they even touched it, she took a turn for the worse. And she then, 24 hours later, she passed on. But she was doing good. So how does that happen? You know what I mean? And here's a woman who was not going to get the vaccine, didn't get the vaccine, and was refusing the ventilator. How did they convince her to get on the ventilator? They didn't. I think they doped her up, and because when I talked to her and she was having a hard time breathing, she asked for CPAP because hers was recalled. She didn't bring it in, and they told her no.
All right. So I don't know if you guys watched or ever see it. This is The Masked Singer. And my wife and I had got into it. A couple of people we like have actually been on this show, including some very big name stars like Aretha Franklin and all that. But this man I named from day one. The second I heard him sing, not too many people know he's a singer. Okay, she's taking a closer look. Let's zoom in. You recognize him?
Looks like what is that guy from I can't think of the name of the show.
Let me give you a hint. Dukes of Hazzard.
That's it. John
Schneider.
Yep.
I met him in person.
Oh yeah,
had a really nice conversation with him.
He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, he is.
His wife passed away this year.
Yeah, he's having a hard time.
Well, he actually talked a lot about that on the show. And the show actually helped him because she wanted him to be on the show.
Didn't he have a single out or something way back when?
Oh my God, he had albums out. The man was a singer. He still is a singer.
Yeah, he just put out a new album.
Yeah. So still a darn good singer. He comes out here to New Braunfels, which is just a 30-minute trip up the road, and performs every now and then. He told me next time he was going to come out, he was going to let me know, and I was supposed to go see him. But yeah, he's
a really nice guy, very down to earth.
He seems like it.
I would love.
He looks like a giant cupcake or a snow cone or something.
He was a donut.
A donut.
Yeah, he did a great job. But oh my God, you should have heard him sing. He did great this year. It was really good. And he pulled a lot of classic songs. But like I said, day one, I knew that voice. I knew that voice the moment he did it. So
I can name that singer in one note, right?
In this case, yes. There's a couple of other times I named some of them, and they're like, no. I actually said one of them was Carrie Underwood, and this girl that turned out who it was not Carrie Underwood, but good God, she could hit some tones like Carrie Underwood could. So, but John Schneider, I was really impressed. He did a great job. I had to throw that out there because, we have fun with some of these things on here. We've talked about
he's really a sweetheart. Nina and I met him at the same time because he and his wife came by her booth in an event we were working.
Yeah. Okay.
And he stood there for about an hour, the two of them talking with us.
Yeah. I grew up watching that show. So I've always been a fan of John Schneider's.
And was Tom Wopat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's easy on the eye, so. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll love to hear that. But yeah. So we have other guests that we're going to talk to in 2024. We actually, and I closed that email. Doggone it. Give me a second. I have to open up the email. I can't remember it. But if you remember our one guy from that we've interviewed a few times already, who's been on, and he's talked quite a bit of UFO and other paranormal incidences with us. They've been hosting a huge event this last year and have brought in a host of guests. Well, they've been emailing us to try to get them on the show, and I'm working my best to do that. And if I can find this email, you have to forgive me. I had a crap ton of emails that I was going through over drama yesterday. So something in the desert. Where did you go? Contact in the Desert. That's what we're looking for. Oh, no way.
I was watching this thing the other day. They called it the Owl Man.
Yes.
They think it could be the same as the Mothman.
There's rumors that there's a connection, yes. So, Stephen Bassett. You remember Stephen Bassett?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was on around the beginning of your Start With Me.
It's going on, what, 11, 12 years now?
I know, right?
I know.
It's crazy. For that long. But yeah, he's been hosting a group called Contact in the Desert. There is a lot of UFO evidence and a lot of other things. So we've got a list of people we're going to be working on trying to get organized into this, and hopefully keeping appointments with each one of them because they are busy people.
Yeah. Was it last week or the week before? What's his name? Bill Schumer.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Schumer was talking about the government. He was asking them to release all the information that they had, and I'm thinking, him of all people, I don't know. He just seems like, not one that would even consider it.
Yeah, he's probably on the same path as Stephen Bassett's group, because they've been trying to do the march on DC for releasing that information also.
Well, so. I'm not sure. I'm still out. The jury's still out with me, but.
And we still have Renee's person that we're going to organize when we get with Renee.
That's your site.
Yeah. Jake Fife.
Jake, yep. Got to get Jake back. I'll talk to him and find out. But
but of course, we can't forget Miss Renee.
Never. Never. You're instantly, both of you. So.
And Deborah Simpson. Hopefully, we will get her back this year too, or 2024. Sorry.
Who was the lady with the crop circles?
Oh God, I remember her. The one that hung up on us.
Patricia, was it Patricia? I can't think of her name.
I think that's who it was. Yeah.
She hung up on us?
Yes. Remember, she I have to go back and listen to it, but there was something that was said, and I guess she didn't like it or whatever, and she just. And so we just played it off as, oh, okay, I guess she got disconnected, but
I had a decent interview with her, but then she got a little bit
weird.
Patty something.
Patty Greer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, but I was watching the Osbournes, I Want to Believe, yesterday. And they were doing this thing about crop circles. And I think crop circles are cool.
Well, crop circles are interesting, and I'm not against it. There's people who have made them, and we have to be concerned about that. I'll say it that way. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but...
who you need to have on is Michael Lee.
What's that?
I'm friends. He's on my Facebook. He was on my show before. He's really good, and he talks about the Unekai and crop circles and everything else. He's really knowledgeable.
Oh, well, yeah, then we definitely want that.
Yeah.
And I gave a hint in the post for today, but our wonderful new banner for 2024. You ready? Don't laugh too hard, Renee. A little Scooby-Doo.
I love it. It's great.
So
that lady should have like blonde hair, and the guy should have a beard just like you, and that's us.
He does have a beard. Actually, these are our actual faces cartooned. These are our actual faces. I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, okay. That guy does have a beard.
Yep.
Doesn't he? Okay.
Yes, he does.
And
Just
that's
like-
Eli, my
Yep.
dog.
it's the cartoon version of us. So,
This is gonna be like Scooby Natural.
yeah.
Zoink.
Pretty cool.
I thought it would be kind of fun to change it up a little bit for a change, but I'd still see a little something spooky in the background.
A ghost.
Yep.
Woo. Did that or the Nun? I don't know.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's true.
I haven't seen those movies. I mean, I saw
Neither have I.
Insidious and stuff. But
Well, I heard they've got a second Nun movie out.
do they? I saw Insidious: The Red Door. I was so excited.
But I haven't seen none.
I mean, it's great with Patrick Wilson. I mean, yeah. But
No.
I wasn't too excited about that.
Well, I've kind of lost faith in a particular paranormal group because I learned some new things about them. And so I'm not going to disrespect them on the air, but yeah, I was kind of a little disappointed when I heard about that. So
About who? What?
a particular...
Oh, are you talking about who I'm thinking you're talking about?
I'll tell you off the air, but I will say we talked about them in our very, very, very first episode ever of Paranormal back in 2008. MJ was
It's
my
not
co-host.
Sonic, right?
No. And while she disrespected them and talked bad about them, we were actually physically attacked, in the chat room over that whole thing. It was kind of dirty and it was interesting, but it actually put us on the map too. I never expected that. So who knows? Anyway, so I know we're going to make it a short one because the new year is upon us and we've got things we want to do and things we will be doing. And of course, Miss Renee, you have an event coming up here very soon.
I do. I'm going to be on January 27th in Homer, New York again, over at Artisan Elements. And I'll be doing readings, and the slots are starting to fill up rather quickly. Walk-ins are accepted, but you might have to wait a little bit, but you get to browse around the shop, and there's all sorts of wonderful people who do crafts and oils and tinctures, and just everything is all homemade. There's crystals. I mean, just Amber does a great job with her shop and pulling people in to sell things. So Amber is awesome. I love her to pieces, and she's always like, Renee, when you coming back? And so I'm always happy.
Homer, New York.
What, honey?
Homer,
New York. Yep, on 281 across from the Homer High School. And she's super. So I love going. I'm usually booked right up with either walk-ins or bookings. So like I said, they're happening fast. I'm only there from like 11 to 5. I think I'm only doing 6 hours.
He's in Cornwall, New York. I don't know how close that is.
That's a couple hours away, I think.
Is it?
Cornwall?
Cornwall.
Yeah, I think that's down. Is it towards Elmira? I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's upper state for sure. But I wanted to see you and there was like no time to do anything. Because, babysitting the kids and fixing dinner.
He's in the service?
Yeah, he's in the Army. He's at stationed at West Point.
Okay.
And my other son is at what used to be, it's called Liberty now. They changed the name. And my grandson's in Hawaii, stationed in Hawaii.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's it's great. So it's from 11 until 5 o'clock, and I know I'll probably be there later because I usually have people waiting, and I'm typically an hour later getting done when I do it, but I enjoy doing it, and I do it for a reason, right? To help people. So
One of these days, I'm going to meet you in person.
you will, honey.
I am making that a goal in my life.
I'd love to meet you in person.
Yeah. And
I'd
I'm
love
going
to
to
meet W in person too.
go down
And
to.
Stella.
Who, me? Nobody wants to meet me.
I just want your lamps, damn it.
I know what you want. I know exactly what you want.
Yeah, I don't know, steal your cats too.
I don't know about that one. Romy probably would never let you do it. So
So I have to tell you. So I have my Sonny here, right? I have Sonny, and I have, yes, that's the event. Yep, the poster. And there's also an event page too. But I have Sonny with me, and two feral females that have been with me for over a year, and they're little hellions. They've all become little hellions. And I have a 4-foot tall tree on top of a table. For Christmas, my sister got me this really cute gnome ornament, and it's kind of you flick the switch and the body changes, almost like a snowman, but it's just teardrop and the nomad and female. So the one girl, Sweet Pea, she took it and ran with it. Took it off the tree the other night and ran with it. So I was telling my sister, I said, she took off with it. Like, I had to chase her. I'm chasing her through, and I said, how crazy. I finally got it from her. And the next morning when she was sleeping, I put it back on the tree, but at the top, and hid it. She wakes up, she comes out, she gets on the table and looks, and she doesn't see it there on the table. She looked in the tree where it wasn't there. Little shit stood there and looked up and kept looking until she found it. And that cat stretched from her hind legs right up and tapped and was trying to pull the ornament out of the tree. And I was like, no, you can't do that. But every night, around between 3 and 3:30, I have a spirit here. It comes in and gets them all riled up and plays with them.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we can't have a tree. I got a little 2-foot tree here in my room with the door closed. I think I might leave it up all year. It's cute.
I've done that. I've done it where I've put white lights on and
yeah, it's got lights.
Nothing else, just the white lights and just left it up.
From Michael's, and they got the little thingies on the bottom you turn on, and they glow and stuff. And I'm not ready to give up Christmas yet. And we also decided we're going to have Christmas in July too.
Are you?
Yep. Tom and I are going to have Christmas in July. Why not?
Okay. Sounds like fun. On that note, let us head out of here. You guys have a great week, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Oh, one more thing. Don't say Happy New Year when the month comes in, the year. Say rabbit, rabbit.
Rabbit, rabbit.
Rabbit, rabbit. If that's the first thing you say at the beginning of the month, you come into money that month. Unexpected money.
Okay.
So remember, rabbit, rabbit instead of Happy New Year.
You're going to have to remind me.
Okay.
I
will.
All right.
I'll send you a message.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.